I think contractually as a comic, to stay in the comic union, I have to do a 6-minute COVID chunk because I have nothing on record that I've ever even talked about it. So I have to do it now. Here's my take on COVID, because you've heard a lot of jokes about COVID from every comic, but here's my take. There are kids that are born today, okay, that will know nothing about COVID because they're born literally today. 15 years from now, they're gonna have questions about what we just went through, right? And they're gonna ask their parents about COVID. Now listen, this is assuming 15 years from now, they're teaching science or history in school. Okay? So we'll just assume, let's just assume there's a secret society that teaches real history and real science somewhere in the thing to make sure you can't, right? Because by then you're probably not allowed to say the number 7 for some reason. Right? So just they're gonna change all the rules of the 7's timetables because like we don't say 7 anymore. We don't say 7. 7 is not something we say. Vote for me. I hate 7 in America, right? So it's all things. So those kids 15 years from now are gonna ask their parents, Mom, how come Nana and Papa like to eat outside in a parking lot? What? It's 11 degrees outside. And Papa built an igloo out of plastic, and they're eating chicken wings under a space heater. Oh, well, that's because they were alive during COVID. And during COVID, you ate at restaurants in their parking lots. Because if you went inside, then that's when the COVID would get you. So you'd eat horrible food outside. Well, at least we're not at home. Oh, so people couldn't go inside at all during COVID? Nope, that's when you got it. And especially if you were inside after 10, then the nighttime COVID came and got you. Oh, okay, so you weren't allowed to go inside at all. Nope, everybody had to stay outside. Well, unless you're at a Fortune 500 company, unless you're at Target, Walmart, Costco, then they could have thousands and thousands and thousands of people come through on a daily basis. What COVID hated was the paint your own pottery store. So that's why they had to shut down. It's the mom and pop pizzeria that sat 11 people on a good July day. That's why they shut down. Okay, I get it. And the age group I feel the most sorry for were the kids that were seniors when COVID first happened, right? They missed out, to me, they missed out on the most stuff. And a lot of them don't realize that was trauma. Not having to experience things you've been looking forward to your whole life and having it not happen, you suffered from trauma, and if you don't close that loop, some of those kids are gonna make decisions based upon this thing that's missing in their life. So some of them are going to be, 30 years from now, 50-year-old adults at bars, and the bartender's gonna be like, hey, it's last call. I never had a prom. When I graduated, my parents drove by and honked. Right, and it was difficult. Like, you forget what a difficult time we just all went through. Like, you kind of blow it off now, but there were some moments where it was pretty tough, especially if you had both partners were, like, working at home. All right, right? And when you got married and you said all the I do's and I love you's and I that do you part and you said all that stuff, you said that thinking their ass is going to be gone 55 hours a week, right? Like, I'll say yes to all of that, but they're going to be gone 55 hours a week. Then halfway through the changed the terms of agreement and there was an update and you just scrolled all the way through and said yes so you could keep going. And now it switches, no, 24 hours a day for 2 years straight. They are gonna be right next to you. How many times did you get in trouble for just being you? Just being. You're just standing in your own house and you got yelled at for standing. Right? It's not like the 70s, you were out at some bar, right, getting numbers written on matches. We should start fire with matches. Right? You're literally at your house. And how many times did you turn and your spouse is right there and you're like, what? You know I'm making a sandwich. Why are you in front of that cupboard? I'm looking for something to eat. We're eating in 7 hours. I don't know if that makes sense, but okay. Out of the kitchen. If you're not helping with dinner, everybody out of the kitchen if you're not helping. Usually the husband and the dog leave with their ears behind. It's just the wife and the cat's up on the counter. Yeah, fuck those two. We should buy a little condo. Those two had no value to our lives whatsoever. And then you were forced, right, to now you have to live with each other, which was tough enough to be around each other. Then if you add kids to that scenario, right, now all of us, remember, you all became teachers, right? It wasn't some of your plans. But then suddenly the whole school system went, can you teach your kid? No, I can't. I can't teach him anything. I have a master's degree. Do you know the only thing that's stuck in my head with all the learning I've ever done? Carry the one. First to 12th grade. It's literally the only thing that's stuck for whatever reason. I don't know how to spell all the theirs. I think there should be one spelling. Just seems like too much work to figure out all the different ones. And I'm sick of giving people that pride who correct you. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of giving them a win every time I try to post something and I misspell something. It just should be a symbol at this point, right? So now you're trying to figure it out, right? And we gave every kid in the U.S. Just a sub during COVID. Just do like a sub. Not like a sub, like that's a bad thing, or sub as a teacher. Remember when your school system couldn't find a sub? Here's how you knew. Is when you walked into class and you saw a cart with a TV on it. You're like, oh, yeah. A cart with a TV? Man, I'm making Chinese throwing stars all day. I'm gonna make so many footballs all day. And you hit that top loader and that British guy told you about penguins, you're like, yeah, right. Van Halen symbol all day.